there's a very specific psychology of why people buy from Facebook ads, what actually makes them buy, what's driving them in the first place. And if you don't get this, then of course it's going to be hard. Of course you're wondering why you cannot get results with your paid advertising. But once you understand these very simple principles I'm going to put before you today, every ad you write will have more power and punch, and it will be easier than ever to write Facebook ads that convert. Let's dive into it. So what are we ultimately selling anytime we are building any kind of offer, promoting any kind of product, or selling anything online or even offline? Well, we're giving people an outcome and a transformation. See, there is a gap between where people are right now and where they want to go and who they want to become. And this starts to get into the basics of what we call timeline marketing, because we are all on a timeline. We're all at different points of our journey. I mean, we see this in fiction very easily, but we don't always see it very clearly in our own lives or in the real world. You know, we think about Campbell's hero journey, where they go to the underworld, they have victories, they have defeats, they come out to the other side triumphant over time, right? Well, the same is true for us. It's just a little bit more ziggy-zaggy, right? We may have greater highs, greater lows, we may have greater periods of inaction, what have you, but the truth remains. Every single one of us is at a different point in our own personal timeline related to any single problem. So, like, take weight loss, right? I've kind of been on a weight loss journey for the last year and a half. I went from 200 pounds down to 160 to 170. I kind of bounced back in the last month, being on vacation and having a lot of things going on. You know, I encountered different problems along the way. And I would say that depending on where I'm at, I am a different person at different points in that journey, and it would take different kinds of messaging and different offers to resonate with me. So if I was at the very beginning of my journey, for example, the messaging that would resonate is how to lose the first 5 pounds. I just need to build that momentum. I need to pick up the speed. I need to get going, versus the messaging that would resonate with me right now, having gotten back to about 165 pounds. It's how to take those final few pounds off and make sure that it never comes back. Can you see how the messaging shifts? The positioning is completely different because I'm not the same person that I was at the beginning of the journey. I've encountered trials and triumphs, and I came through, not to the other side quite yet, but to a much later stage in the journey. And with many problems, you never really get to the other side. You just get later down the road, and that's completely okay. But the messaging and positioning has to go with that, right? So it's all about understanding where the person is right now, what they're dealing with in this exact moment, and then creating a very specific offer for that one type of person in this one point of time where they are right this very second and the worldview that they have. And then we address their specific problem with our specific solution that we're giving them. And when we're able to do this effectively, they go, wow, that makes so much sense. Right? Because we have to help them see something in a new light, in a new way that they have never seen, never encountered before. And we're able to do that at such a deep level, they go, well, I feel like I need to buy. I feel compelled from the inside of myself. They still might be a maybe because they haven't taken the first steps outside of buying. But our goal is to get that person from a maybe to, yes, I'm very confident when they start using the product. But the marketing on the front end has to be all about getting them to at least consider it, to try it, to actually make it happen. And this is why guarantees are important on the front end. The reason a guarantee exists is to take the person that still is at that maybe point and get them to the point where they're saying, okay, I will at least try this. I will do this. I will do what it takes to figure that out, right? So we're getting to the outcome. We want to remove every single thing that stops in their way. These are called constraints. And there are lots of different kinds of constraints. There's time constraints, emotional constraints, physical constraints, psychological constraints. And the more types of constraints that we can address and remove, the more likely it is that somebody is going to buy. So when we're writing our ad, we want to keep all of this kind of in mind, right? So I like to start out with a big promise. So theoretically, let's say I'm creating a weight loss program for entrepreneurs. Just an example here. I'm not, but let's say that I am. I would write to that person that's in my exact spot right now. And I would say, if you're an entrepreneur and you've lost your first 20 pounds, but you feel like that last 20 pounds is really stubborn and it's not coming off, here's exactly what's making a difference right now. Hi, my name is Andrew Purdom, and I'm just like you. I have been trying to lose weight. I've been stuck at 200 pounds, and when I first lost my first 20 pounds, I felt like I was on top of the world. Oh my goodness, my energy, my vibrance, the ideas that were coming out of me, it was like I came alive for the very first time. But now I've got that last 20 pounds and I've been struggling with this for 6 months and I'm wondering, what can I do and what is actually going to make a difference? Well, that is when I came across this brand new methodology. And this is where you want to start dissecting the new method and what makes it different from the old way and what everyone else is doing. And this new way is tied in science, it's tied in physiology, it's tied in psychology, whatever it is. I don't really have a good method because I'm doing this all the top of my mind, but let's say theoretically it's sugar. And the reason you're not able to lose that last pound is because your blood glucose level is still a little bit too high. And when your glucose is just too high, your body pumps extra insulin. And insulin is the weight gain hormone. The more insulin you have in your body, the more fat you're going to pack on, even if you're eating nothing. Even if you were to have no food come into your system, but your insulin remains elevated, that weight is not coming off. It will stay inside, it will lock the door, and you cannot pull it out. There is no way. And so when I heard that insulin's the key, I started developing a brand new protocol that I tested on myself first, and then with a couple of other friends of mine. And what we found is week by week, our weight slowly started to pull itself off because the insulin came low enough. And then several weeks later, it compounded and it snowballed because my body found the perfect conditions for weight loss. And that's what I want to help you do today. I created a brand new $17 offer. We call it XYZ, whatever. You know, the ultimate weight loss protocol, call it whatever you want. I'm just pulling this off the top of my mind here. And it's going to show you how to create a personalized plan for you. It's going to start by asking you a couple simple questions, identify where you're at right now, and then our AI is going to spit out a personalized protocol specifically for you to analyze your conditions, your environment, and your circumstances, and help you create a plan that's tailored to you. Because once you're able to take the weight off, you're not just going to feel better, you're going to think clearer, your vibrance will improve, you will see that light in your eyes start to come back, and you're going to feel better than you did maybe 10 to 15 years ago. So go ahead and click the button below, grab it right now, and I'll see you on the other side. Right. So I used a lot of personal story in there to help them drop some of their skepticism, because when you're someone who's going through that transformation with them, they feel like they're on the journey, not by themselves, but with other people who care about them, who know about them, who want to experience that transformation too. And that is so powerful. So point them to the outcome, give them the transformation, try to remove as many obstacles in the way. And the way that I did that with the offer and the copy here, just kind of subconsciously, is I talked about how we're going to personalize this to you, because if you're using other people's weight loss plans, if you are trying to lose weight the way other people lose weight, it's never going to work for you, because we're in different environments, we're different people, we have different mindsets, we have different bodies. But when you use the personalized plan that I'm going to give to you, it becomes very hard to fail unless you are trying to actively avoid it, because we're going to make a plan specific to you, custom tailored to you for your environment, your circumstances, and that's going to make it easier to pull that weight off, feel better, and have more vibrance. And notice how everything that I do always pulls back to the outcome and the transformation, because that is really what we're selling at the end of the day. And really, our goal at the end of the day is to give them what they already want. The easiest way to get results with any of your marketing, any of your advertising, any of your offers is to give them more of what they want right now, but perhaps in a way that they never expected or they never thought about, because people build resistances to what they believe won't work for one reason or another. So if you know that there's a common solution in the marketplace that these guys just will not accept, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, then don't touch that. Ignore it completely, because it's going to backfire. But when you're able to position a new methodology, a new technique they've never heard about with a unique mechanism behind it, suddenly they consider it in a whole new light. And they go, wow, that makes so much sense. And you have to explain it in a very simple way that they can understand. Most people, they read below a 6th grade reading level. That means your words have to be clear, they have to be precise, and they have to be very simple. The more simple and the more emotional your copy is, especially for B2B audiences, or B2C, B2C audiences, the more likely you are to actually give them what they want in a way that they understand. Now, when you're writing to B2B specifically, that is a bit of a different beast. Depending on the niche in the market, you can use more technical jargon like when I'm talking to other marketers or business owners, I'll say cost per acquisition, ROAS, CTR, landing page views, all this stuff because they get the terminology, but you have to match it up exactly where they are at this moment. And the more you can connect with them, the more you can relate with them, the more likely they will be to actually take action on your ads. Now, are there more psychology principles and secrets, tips, tactics, and techniques behind this? Absolutely. But I can't give you everything in just a short video right here. So we'll do more videos in the future breaking down deeper levels of psychology and why people actually take action, what holds up their beliefs, and what you can do to begin to shift that. But for now, this is the 20% that's going to get you 80% of the results. And really, if you just master these simple principles right now, your ads will get far better results. You'll be able to cut your cost per acquisition. You'll be able to get more sales with less spend and build a better, stronger business. So remember all this when you're writing your ads, your emails, your sales pages, your video sales letters, your webinars, whatever it is that you're doing. And have an amazing day. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. That will help more people get these kinds of strategies. And I can't wait to see what you do and what your successes are.